Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. My name is Alba and I'm about to graduate from my bachelor's degree this spring. Today we're going to talk about 5 things that I wish I did differently when I started university. So first off, I majored in international business and I minored in banking and enterprise digitalization, and I took some courses in accounting as well. Now, first I thought that the major of international business would be a great choice in the future for my career development, because I had all of these preconceptions, I guess you would say, kind of like all of these positive things that I thought would be associated with the degree, but in reality it turned out kind of different than what I expected. Now, the major of international business is not necessarily available in all universities, of course, and in my country I think it's either available only in my university or in 2 universities in the whole country. So essentially, in the major there was a lot of overlap with the majors marketing and HR, so it didn't really go in depth in either direction, it just kind of floated in between somewhere. So overall it kind of left me in this situation where I feel like I don't have in-depth knowledge in either directions, but just I have kind of like an overall picture. But honestly, I really don't remember a lot of what was kind of taught in the courses, except maybe for one course, and that course taught about export marketing. So that was kind of like something of substance that I remember, but otherwise the courses were kind of like, for example, I had one course where we had a lot of group, not projects, but we had to do verbal assignments, and there was a lot of international students, so the assignments were kind of like just talk with each other and do these small exercises where you have to kind of welcome a new person in the group, and you have to take into account that they're international and you don't come from the same culture. And of course, maybe some people like it, but for me personally, I really maybe would like to study some topics that have a little bit more substance and maybe focus more on hard skills. But that was kind of my fault, because the one thing that I do if I had the chance to start over would be to research the curriculum properly, because at the time I really did not do that, because when I started university in the first place I was kind of floating through the motions, or whatever it's called. I really didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I was also considering maybe changing what I wanted to study. So I really didn't put that much effort into my studies, and so when it came the time to choose your major, I didn't put international business first, but it was the second option. And the first was accounting and finance, which are combined in my university. But that's the most popular major, and a lot of people made it. I just didn't, but that was kind of expected. So definitely look into what it takes to get into majors and what the curriculum says, what kind of courses it has more specifically. And in my case, I've always kind of liked maths and science related subjects in school, for example. So I kind of, and I'm also kind of ambitious, I'd say. So for me, in my case, I think I would have maybe liked to focus on the harder majors. So like I mentioned, accounting and finance. And also, I don't remember if I mentioned it, but I minored in enterprise digitalization and banking. And I did take some courses, I believe it was 2 courses in accounting. And for example, in the enterprise digitalization module, which I'm using synonymously with minor, you kind of overall focused on ERP, which, if you don't know, it stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. So essentially this means enterprises use these softwares such as SAP to kind of make the whole process of operating as a business easier. So it has kind of like, it includes different kind of I forget what it's called, but kind of like different areas in the software. So one is for accounting, like looking over how the business is doing financially, and then there's logistics and HR and all of that stuff. So that's really useful in today's job market to know how to use. And then another thing that I learned in the module was how to use Microsoft's Power BI, which also is kind of like a very basic software to use, and it's very good to know about it. And so just if you have no experience in some basic softwares, specifically if you study business like I do, and maybe it's also useful in other sciences, but it's very good to take the courses if you have them available. And maybe some kind of courses related to data science are available online for free. I haven't done much research yet about it, but I'm sure you can find them if you just type them in the Google or something. And also one thing I'd also do differently is that in my first 3 years, when I really didn't put that much effort in my studies, I really would have recommended to just, if it's possible, just do the extra assignment maybe and deepen your knowledge, because it really isn't that much extra effort in the long run. Okay, that's all. So thanks for watching, and if you liked the video, please like it and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.